If you can't be number one at it, don't be it. That doesn't mean the largest in sales volume. It means whatever you're doing, do it better than your competition. See, it's imperative for your people to do what? Understand what they need to change. Understand why the need for continuous improvement. Understand why constant training and new ideas. We forget to tell them why. What you have to appreciate, folks, is your people are watching you all the time. You're the person that sets the tone. Are you the great communicator? Are you fast, efficient, flexible, compassionate, disciplined? More importantly, humble, curious, open-minded, attentive, focused, effective, determined. See, before you start grading your people, grade you. Because you're the person that you're going to do what? Set the tone, establish the culture, and make the organization better. You're the leader. Every MOT, moment of truth, is a great experience. Who is your company? It's the person that I'm dealing with at that moment. How many people in this room have made a mistake? Show of hands. Thank you. How many made it twice? Thank you. Notice I didn't take my hand down. See, it never ceases to amaze me when I do strategic planning sessions for major corporations. I don't do generic ones. I call them up and I say, you know, let me see your FUBAR list. Or what? Your fouled up beyond all repair list. It's amazing how many companies don't have one. And so if I was starting a company and I was hiring people, I mean, let's see, your name, sir, is? Sir? Doug. We hired Doug. So what do? I go get the FUBAR list. I walk up to Doug and say, Doug, I'd like you to read this list. We've already made these mistakes. We don't need you to make them, Bubba. We'd like you to go make some new ones. For you new ones out there, go to the people that have been doing this and start asking those questions. If we're going to be the #1 district in the United States, we've got to share that information. Let's don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Example, I'm out of the country doing a program for people that manage large skyscrapers, big old tall buildings. We're down in Cancun. I got about 250 executives. And I said, somebody give me a FUBAR. Guy raises his hand. He said, I got this 100-story building in downtown New York. I said, all right. He said, we bought these new containers and we mismarked them. He said, one night we filled the soap dispensers in every restroom with white latex paint. I said, you gotta be kidding me. He said, no. I mean, in defense of the person that made the mistake, white soap, white paint, it looked about the same. But get a visual the next morning. People are down in the restroom in a 100-story building going, this is some serious soap. I mean, can you get it off? I can't get it off my hands, you know? He said, my phone rang off the hook. I said, is anybody get anything worse than that? Guy instantly raised his hand. He says, that's nothing. 250 executives went, that's nothing? He said, my people clean the toilet seat tops with phosphoric acid. He says, you don't want to go there. We put rashes in very bad places. I mean, you start thinking about sharing the information and getting an understanding of what we're talking about here today. FUBARs, ladies and gentlemen. First time hurts.
He's awesome. I've been in sales my whole life. Change is inevitable. Customer always comes first, and admit when we screw up.
Oh, I thought he was great. I think he has a great way of explaining the ways to work your business and to make sure that you're doing things right and how to find things that are wrong.
Then she gives me the finger. See, the finger is a very important communication device in this world. Your name, sir, is? Jerry. Jerry, when you have the finger in your face, don't you understand things a whole lot better? She says, sir, let me make this perfectly clear. You can't get coffee in our hotel 4-7. What don't you understand about that? Now I'm a highly educated customer on what? A mission. Folks, I've been at these hotels. I know what goes on behind the scenes. So what do I do the next morning? I get up. I put on jeans and a t-shirt. I don't comb the hair. I figure let's go make a visual. Envision me going across the lobby of this beautiful hotel. I pass them all. I walk into the kitchen area. A guy looks at me and goes, who are you? I said, don't worry about it. He says, what do you want? I said, coffee. He said, well, sir, I happen to be responsible for the coffee. I said, great. Folks, in hotels this big, they're not small machines. They're large. I walk up to the coffee machine. I'm like, Nirvana. He says, how many cups do you want? I said, 6. He said, 6? Dude, you really love your coffee. I said, no, 2 are for me, 4 for the front desk. He said, what? I said, you don't want to go there, son. Envision me going across the lobby of this beautiful hotel, jeans, t-shirt, hair all askew. I walk up to the front desk. I lay 4 cups down, and what do I say? Tell Mary you can get coffee before 7 in this stupid hotel. Thank you. Why do I tell you the ridiculous story? All of a sudden, Charles calls me up and says, Rob, we're thinking about having our conference at the hotel next year. Have you been there? Yes. Should we go? What do I say? No. How many people I do business with? 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I learned a long time ago it rolls downhill. Management evidently didn't understand that the gatekeeper of their organization was the person at that front desk who should have said, when would you like coffee? That also doesn't mean the customer's always right. Sometimes we ask for things that we shouldn't have or you can't deliver. And you tell them that. We don't do that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that one right there. It's called the 8-16 rule. If you do a good job, they'll tell 8. You do a bad job, they'll warn 16. But they'll warn them about your organization. You go to the awards banquet, and all of a sudden they give out the top awards. And let me give you an example, because I've done this at a lot of awards banquets. I mean, all of a sudden they'll say the #1 person. And that person will be down there and they'll be at their table. And the next thing you know, the CEO of the corporation announces it, the lights go off and everybody starts jumping up and down. And they're sitting there and they walk up and they grab the award and they're standing in front of everybody feeling wonderful. Great, fantastic. And as they're walking off the stage, you know what management's thinking? What have you got going for me next year? It's not even cold in your hand. You know what we call it in business? Hero to zero. Folks, enjoy it. Feel the accolades. But then understand, you got to go deliver again. And if you didn't get it, you can get it next year. Think about two men walking in, and those are the only 2 left. It's kind of like, it's all yours, dude, not me. I ain't going there, all right? I'm doing a program about 3 months ago for Honeywell. I put this up on the screen, the place goes nuts. I'm like going, what in the world? I mean, that's funny, but I didn't know it was that funny. It goes nuts. I had no idea what was going on. After the program, I'm doing a book signing. There's like 90 people on my tail. I'm like going, what? They said, it's here. I said, what? They said, it's in this hotel. They said, it's right down. I mean, we went down the hall. You know, we're like, guys standing there like, what?
I like that he's outgoing and is funny, and I told him he's not boring at all.
We would come up with this list. And now think about the list. Do you want somebody that's energetic, happy, upbeat, knowledgeable, prompt, cheerful, pleasant, fast, efficient, friendly? How about cordial, attentive, kind, go-getter, accommodating, gracious, professional, polite, courteous, and helpful? I want those kind of people. Well, we would hand people this list when we were trying to hire them, and we would say, which ones aren't you? There's some really stupid people in this world. They'll be sitting there going, oh, I'm not that, and I'm not that, and oh, I'm not that, and I'm really not this side, you know? And so for some reason, we didn't hire them, okay? It's like, here's 20 cents, go buy a clue. You don't have one, all right? You know, but when you look at it and you say, wait a second, that's a pretty neat list. My statement to you is, which ones aren't you?
I thought it was awesome. Feel what he's saying in terms of keep going back to them and try to unleash the passion in them, and I love that. He's giving you very specific examples of how you make things work and some of his personal stories, so they're really nice to know.
The first thing you need to say when your people fail is, what have I done to cause them to fail? Being an ex-athlete taught me a lot of important things about business I didn't appreciate at the time. One thing it taught me is I'm only as good as my next game. My last game will get me on the court, but the moment I start dropping the ball and missing the shot, you know what they say? You're out of here. You want to find out how good your company is? Call it. Call your company and find out how long it takes to get somebody on the phone who's got a smile on their face, who's got an answer. Call it. No, let's put them on voicemail. Let's not call it. Let's not answer. And then all of a sudden, if you don't answer, what if I need you on a Saturday at 8 o'clock when my stuff goes down? You said you were available 24/7, but I can't reach anybody. Find out how good you are, call it.
I think he's great. He's got a lot of great energy, a lot of great ideas. I love the idea of calling your company to learn what's happening, because it's so important.
The Purple Promise at FedEx, they live it. We have to make sure the customer is fully satisfied at every point where he or she comes in contact. At every point. That means when your people are out there selling, that's when you're calling them on the phone, that's when you're dealing with accounting, every aspect of what you do. Because what's it called? A moment of truth. See, a moment of truth is any time you come in contact with any aspect of your company. Anytime they come in contact with any aspect of your company and they use that to judge the quality of service that you're providing. Who is your company? The person that I'm dealing with at that exact moment. He'd stand up, they'd shoot him. He'd stand up. One time, he did not say a word and someone shot him. Someone had the idea and they just pounded it. He said, "What was that all about?" They said, "You were thinking it." And then all of a sudden, at the end of the meeting, he stood up. I'm like going, "Whoa." He said, "I'd like to share something." I'm like going, "Oh." You could have, by the way, you could have identified him by the garden hose. He was so wet. All right. He said, "I stand here before you as the perfect example of what's been wrong with our company." Really? He said, "I thought it was my job to shoot down ideas to protect us." He said, "Today I found out my job is to listen to ideas to find out what might be right with them, even if it's only a portion."
Before I came here, I had an hour drive. It was snowy, and I was thinking, should I go or should I not go? But I got online and I saw 5 seconds, and I said, I've got to see him. I've got to see him. And I wasn't disappointed, so I'm so glad that I came.
One of the major goals of organizations today is to talk to you about the things that you're doing right so you can share. Talk to your peers, your associates, your confidants about things that you're doing right and also things that you're doing wrong. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from others. As I said, we got some new people in here. You go get me a veteran, and I'm going to do what? Be picking their brains because they've learned so much, and let them share with you. Let's go learn. Let's don't make the mistake again. One of them worked for me, and we made a major mistake. We're getting ready to lose a customer. And Gail says, "Rob, I'm going to go visit this customer." And I said, "We are?" She says, "Yeah, do you want to come?" I said, "Yeah, I own the company. Let's go." So what do? I need a chair. Hang on one second. You got to see this. Excuse me. If I kill myself, I'll sue. We go to drive to the customer. Gail does what? She says, "Rob, pull into that hardware store." I said, "Why?" She said, "Just bear with me." We go in. She says, "Sir, do you sell hemp ropes?" "Yeah." She said, "I need 10 feet. I said, "Gail, what are we doing here?" She said, "Just go with me here, boss." We get 10 feet of hemp rope. She said, "Sir, do you know how to make a hangman's noose?" "Yeah." The guy makes a hangman's noose. I said, "Gail, what are you doing?" She says, "Don't worry about that." We drive to the client. We walk into the front. The receptionist said, "I can't believe you showed up. You don't need any just go on back. They'll kill you when you get there." We walk into the president's office. Gail doesn't say a word. She grabs a chair. She puts it in the middle of the floor. She stands in the chair. She takes the rope. She throws it overhead. She pulls it up, and she says, "Kick the chair." He said, "What?" She says, "Kick the chair. I deserve to die." I'm standing in the back of the office going, far out. Not only does he think we won't do business with us, now he thinks we're stupid, okay? And Gail's sitting there, and the magic starts to happen. She says, "Kick the chair." And the guy says, "No, Gail, it wasn't that bad." She says, "Oh, yes, it was. Kick the chair." He said, "No, Gail, it wasn't that bad." And then she said the words. She said, "Well, then what should we do?" And he started explaining. When we walked in there, folks, we didn't have a customer. When we walked out, not only did we have a customer, we had a customer that explained what? That explained what we needed to do to get better. Sometimes, folks, when we make a mistake, the best thing that you could ever do is say what? "I blew it. I blew it. But guess what? Let me tell you how fast we're going to fix it." And all of a sudden, the client says, "Gosh, Yellow blew it. But boy, did they fix it fast." Your customer understands mistakes. And guess what, folks? They make them, so do we. But it's how we fix them that counts. We now have an opportunity to do what? Take it to the next level. And that's what I'm trying to identify to you. Take it to the next level. Admit the mistake, and then fix it.
Always passionate. He's got great energy. He's got a lot of anecdotes because he's been interviewing 10,000 people. He's been interviewing managers, so it's really good.
So basically, 65,000 watchmakers concurred. So they took it to the International Association of Watchmakers, unpatented, unprotected. And a group of gentlemen walked up to the digital watch, and they only had 2 words to say. Ah, so. Very interesting watch. Have no mainspring to break. Keep perfect time. We sell millions. And they did.
I love the engaging audience participation that he has us do with him. And the PowerPoints, the slides are very engaging also and very quick, and it keeps your attention. It's funny, and I can't believe all the time is just going by already.
We have honest, we have compassion. All right? Sir, who are you going to pick up, Bob?
There's only one left.
No, you can pick it up. It's only one left. Okay. Bob, you didn't know their answers. I want to know your answer, Bob. No, heavens no, folks. What are we talking about? Meeting budgets, performance appraisal, employee development plans. Are we done? No, we got more, folks. Drivers not showing up physically, not mentally, demanding better pay, demanding better benefits, faking injuries. Just shoot me now. Are we done? No, heavens no, we got more. Some guy on the phone named Smid wants to talk about your lousy load average. Are we done?
Actually, I think with the humor that he puts in there and the way that he explains things and the personal experiences that he puts in there makes it really great to learn.
Vibrant, energetic, knowledgeable.
I enjoy it because he's funny. He brings a sense of humor to his speaking, and I love that.
And I hope you have a great year. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Thank you.